your host, MJ, aka MMA Lock of the Night, and on Twitter at MMA LOTN. I'm trying to bounce back from a pretty horrible run in the last two events with UFC Singapore, whiffing on my Lock of the Night, which was Edwards and Cowboy to go for the fight not to go to a decision, as well as my Dog of the Night play, my first ever Dog of the Night play, which was plus money on Li Jingliang and Daiichi Abe to not go to a decision either, but both just missed. They just freaking missed. So it was a very frustrating night for me that night, but you just got to get back on the horse and continue doing what you're doing and show that it's a long-term game. It's not about winning every single one, but just finding those spots and continuing to exploit those spots that seem to be glaring that are worthy of a Lock of the Night tag. Then we move on to Tuesday, which was the Contender Series, and that one was pretty shitty too. Jamal Emmers kind of played right into Julian Erosa's game. If it was any other event, any other spotlight, not performing in front of Dana White, Jamal Emmers probably wouldn't have been as hesitant to implement his game plan that has always gotten him the victory, which is a grappling heavy game, mixed in with some of his footwork. But I don't know what it was. Maybe he got some confidence after dropping Erosa at the end of the first round. He came out in that second round guns blazing, played right into Erosa's game, and we saw what happened. He got put on his butt, and that was that. So that was another tough L to take, but gotta keep moving forward. Thank God we got Bellator this weekend, and I got a play that I wasn't expecting that I'd get, but happy to take it. So I'm just going quickly. We're just going to do the quick picks for the main card, and then I'm going to break down the Archuleta Peralta fight as well as the MacFarlane and Lara fight. So let's get started with the quick picks real quick. I got Sadawad KOing Ryan Couture in round 2. Valerie Letourneau decisioning Williams. And then I got Archuleta decisioning Robbie Peralta, but I actually got Archuleta as my Lock of the Night play. I managed to get him pretty early on in the line as soon as they dropped. I got him at minus 245. He's up to about minus 503 right now, minus 505-ish. So, I'm kind of happy that I got that line. When I got it, I actually thought it was going to open minus 500 from the get-go. So, I don't know, maybe the odds makers aren't giving Archuleta the respect I believe that he deserves due to some of the, records that he's gotten under his belt from his opponents. But Robbie Peralta might be the first real name test that he's getting, so I guess I don't blame them. But the sharps, everybody's on Archuleta, and for good reason. So with Archuleta, we're getting an 18-1 fighter. He's a 3-division champ from King of the Cage, and his Bellator debut, which was his last fight, was actually against a 39-year-old with a 17-14 record. I kind of dived a little bit deeper into that guy just to see if there's any validity to that guy and what he brought to the table. And it seemed like the guy really got into his groove. He has a 17-14 record, but since March 2011, the guy actually went 16-7. So he started off his career pretty bad, but he managed to pick it up in the latter half of his career. Even in his last fight, which was a month after he fought Archuleta, he won a 5-round decision against a 5-0 31-year-old. So what I'm trying to say is that this guy that he fought is not a complete pushover. Archuleta did dominate him from bell to bell, but that guy was definitely a tough out and not what his 17-14 record would tell you. With Archuleta, not a lot of people are too familiar with him, but I'm sure they'll get familiar with him after this fight. He has a great pressure game with his wrestling and grappling. He throws nasty hammer fists from on top with a good mixture of elbows. He does, wherever he feels he can attack from, whether it's with knees when you're trying to get up or elbows when he's trying to establish his full guard. He's doing what he can to keep you in those positions and keep it like a nasty fight. His gas tank is unreal as well. He's able to put on the same pressure from you, same pressure on you from the first bell to the last, and you wouldn't even be able to tell if this guy was tired or not. When we're talking about Robbie Peralta, we're talking about somebody who's gone 1-2 since they got cut by the UFC. His only win, that one win out of those 3 fights was against a guy that's 13-21, who was 45 years old. So, I dove into his opponent a little bit more as well. That 13-1 or 13-21 guy, his last win was over some guy that's 1-5, and before that, his last win was back in 2011. So, I wonder why Robbie Peralta took that fight. He's past the can-crushing days. He should be taking some more challenging fights, and I think this Juan Archuleta fight is that challenging fight. Maybe he needed to get his confidence back because he was on such a losing skid, but he will be going back to losing ways after this fight. I wish him the best after this Archuleta fight, but Archuleta presents a game that will give Robbie Peralta problems and pretty much gas him out with by the time the third round starts. Robbie Peralta is a heavy hitter. He does a decent job of getting up off the ground when he's getting taken down, but I'm not sure how he'll react when he's fighting a non-stop pressure fighter like Juan. Robbie can catch him at some point, but I expect Juan to be seasoned enough at this point to find the best entries and keep from getting landed on clean enough. Now, once Juan gets into clinch range, it's pretty much a wrap for the rest of the round. He's going to push Peralta against the cage. There might be sometimes where Robbie reverses the position, but I think Juan will always be able to, keep his foot on the gas, be able to keep Robbie Peralta up against the cage, knee him, Charlie horse him, get him to the ground, tire him out, land heavy shots, and just pick away at him. Robbie is a pretty tough guy, so I will give him that, which is why I got Juan Archuleta by decision. Moving on to the main event. This was my initial play, actually. I wanted to play Ilima-Lei MacFarlane over Alejandra Lara, but the odds makers know what's up. They dropped her at minus 475, and immediately I'm like, all right, I'm not playing that. However, I will throw some dog money plays on her, or a dog of the night play on her, if they drop some props, specifically MacFarlane by sub. If they give me some plus money on that, I'll probably play 1 or 2 units on that. So keep an eye on my Twitter feed, all the way leading up to the actual main card or the fight, just because the odds makers likes to take their time with these types of things. So if we get plus money on MacFarlane inside the distance, even specifically by sub, I will be taking that. Let me just break this fight down real quick for you guys. I watched the last couple fights from Lara. In her last fight against Lena, she showed very poor grappling technique. Yes, she did get some positions, she did get some takedowns, but she left herself to be reversed many times. She left her back open to be taken many times. She doesn't really hold position very well. And, we know jiu-jitsu is MacFarlane's strong suit. Like, she's very crafty on the ground. She can get submissions from pretty much wherever she likes, but I definitely see a choke coming in this fight. Going back to Lara, she does have very stiff striking, not much power behind her strikes, and her head and arm throw is pretty bad. Like I just said, when she goes for those takedowns, she leaves her back exposed enough that, like even Lena did, she was able to toss her leg behind Lara when she was getting taken down, and I think the first 2 times or so, Lena was able to actually successfully take her back. And if you got MacFarlane on your back, I think she's going to finish it. She'll be able to sink in the choke, or get it down in enough position to get a triangle or whatever the hell it is. I think she'll be able to get a submission. I'm even going to say as early as round 1. I don't even know if Lara will want to take MacFarlane down. There's definitely holds that MacFarlane will be able to exploit, And even if it doesn't get taken to the ground, I think MacFarlane's striking has been improving for pretty much every fight that she's had. She's looked very well, and I think she's already fought her toughest challenge to date in the Bellator women's division there, in Emily Ducote. She's already beat her twice. She subbed her in the last time out too. So I don't think Lara will present anything worse than what Ducote did. If anything, I think this would be a much easier fight for MacFarlane. Again, this could be a dog of the night play at 1 or 2 units if I can get plus money on MacFarlane by sub. So keep your eyes for those props whenever and if ever they drop. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my Bellator 201 breakdown. I'll probably drop 2 episodes next week to break down the Ultimate Fighter finale, which I haven't been able to drop a play yet for, but I'll be doing some tape studying for that this weekend and maybe have my play out by Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I do already have 3 plays for UFC 226 already posted, so make sure you check out my Twitter feed. I did just get news that Mike Perry lost his fight against Yancy Medeiros, so that bet is going to be void. He's fighting Paul Felder now, so I'll probably just pass on that fight. I'm not confident in either guy enough, so I'm not trying to take super crazy risks anymore with these lock of the night plays. Just, very confident picks. I will break them down for you guys next week, but again, if you want to check out what they are, they're actually on my Twitter feed. They're on my pinned tweet, so it'll be the first tweet that you guys see once you go to my profile. So be sure to check that out. Anyway, good luck with your bets, and I'm gone.